Today I'm here to give you an overview and demo of GitIQ, the new AI pair programmer that works through Git to change the way that we generate code and develop with LLMs as pair programmers rather than just coding assistants. Um, this is really a kind of reimagining of pair programming in the age of LLMs. The current workflows that developers have to deal with today to leverage LLMs in code generation and as a pair programmer is really kind of broken. And we have this philosophy of wanting to basically treat an agentic system as a pair programmer rather than an LLM as a code assistant tool. A little bit about me. My name is Shapur. I've been working in AI for many years and have worked in cybersecurity at Google, and I'm currently leading our AI engineering efforts there. This is very much a side project of mine as part of working on the Berkeley online agent course. I got interested in kind of finally making some progress on this idea that I've had for kind of my personal projects over the Thanksgiving holiday and a few late nights here and there. As you can see, I've got one other teammate, which is the GitIQ bot, which is kind of meta here because that bot has actually done the vast majority of the coding. And once we kind of got the system bootstrapped, it mostly has programmed itself with some prompting from me. And you can see that by the code stats here. And kind of getting into the real problem that we're solving here, there's kind of these two main workflows that developers have when leveraging LLMs to generate code. One are these kind of chat-based solutions like ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude, and these are really cumbersome to use, copying and pasting back and forth, and so there's kind of this first generation, I would call it, of tool that's come out to integrate the models themselves into IDEs, which fixes the workflow integration somewhat, but still lacks the tracking of code provenance. For me, I'd like to see, what model generated a particular line of code, what prompt was used, what parameters were used, to really tell, what was generated by a human versus by a language model or an agent. And I really want to be able to see that when I kind of go back to the change history. And also, I want to review every single line of code that's going into my code bases to make sure that no unintended changes are leaking in. So, as I kind of alluded to, we are, using an agentic system as basically a pair programmer, and we really want to treat it just as a coworker. The same way that you would if you told someone you wanted them to solve some problem in your code base, implement a new feature, fix a bug. You would expect them to send you a pull request. So the interface that we use to interact with GitIQ is all the same developer tools that we have today. It's GitHub pull requests, it's comments on PRs, and it kind of takes away all this kind of manual back and forth and really allows you to see exactly what's happening. And the way that we do this is we have this agent that we launch. It's totally basically operates as a command line utility that you run within the repo that you have locally. Of course, you could probably do something kind of hosted with this if you wanted to. But you just describe what kind of change you want to make. GitIQ will kind of do the code generation, create a branch, make sure that all the relevant files are edited, create a PR, and then you get, as a human, you get that pull request linked to you. You click on it, you can go through, you can review it, you can see what lines of code were changed, you could make a comment on it. GitIQ will then pick up those comments and make any necessary changes, and you can ultimately just approve the merge request. Just a little bit about the architecture. This is a hackathon project, and I really wanted to keep it super simple. I like all of my tools to be very simple in general. Basically, all of the state for this tool lives completely in Git or GitHub PR, so there's no database, There's no, kind of complex build systems or tools. This is just a simple Python Flask app that you kind of run from within the repo and then go from there. So, I mentioned that we generate, these commit messages that kind of include the prompt and some of the provenance here. Don't need to go into a ton of detail right there. But in the interest of time, I want to dive right into a demo. This is, really the idea is that this behaves like a coworker. So I'll quickly just show you how to basically launch it. I've got it running here. I'll kind of kill that. This is the repo directory I've cloned. I'm actually going to run it from within its own directory, so it can basically edit itself, which is how I've done a lot of development here. And then when you pull up the interface, it looks pretty simple, like this, and we can describe a change. I'm kind of looking at this right now. I just kind of added this logo, and it's a bit small, so I'm going to ask it, can you increase the size of the logo by 50%? And here you can select which files you want to include. I know that this is in the index.html. I also have a style guide that's in these markdown files and kind of a general overview of the project. So I'm going to include all the markdown files. As you can tell, this is also like doing some token counting as well. So it's telling me it's going to take 9,000 tokens of context. I can kind of like sort these different fields as well. Again, all that stuff was kind of generated. I can either kind of generate a change in a local branch or in a GitHub PR. So I'm going to generate a PR against the master branch, and I will click Generate PR. So what this does, it dispatches a request. It's telling me here there are 9 files being sent, 9,000 tokens to this model. It's kind of reading the files and then sending them off to the LLM. The next couple slides after this will go into some of the feature improvements. One of the things here is that I'm kind of working on streaming back the files as they're edited. And you can see here it is done now, but what it did, it kind of generated the files. It generated the pull request, description, branch name, modified the file, committed it, and it has created this PR. So if we click on that, it takes us to GitHub, increase the GitIQ logo dimensions by 50%. It tells us which model we used, and we can see what files were changed. And yeah, that looks about right, from 120 pixels to 180. If we reload the UI here, it will probably update automatically. And there we go. Our logo is bigger. So this code looks like it worked fine. And I will kind of go back here, and I can go ahead and merge the pull request. Confirm merge, and I'm done. I haven't opened an IDE. Everything's good to go. And if I wanted to, I could say like, hey, GitIQ bot, please make this even bigger, and then it will pick up those comments as well. Interest of time, jump back over to the presentation here. As far as what things there are to add here, one of the features that I thought would be really cool would be have multimodal input support, where you could either do a screen share, since it is a web kind of based app, or just do a screenshot. And a lot of times with kind of web dev, it's really nice to have like feedback of like, oh, how the changes looked. I mentioned the file level streaming, enhanced comment driven iteration. It's just the very early stages of implementing the kind of PR comment requests. One other thing, also the prompt history. The UI kind of has this blank space over here. I mentioned there's like kind of no history, but because we have all of the PRs tracked in GitHub, we could kind of display all of the GitIQ generated pull requests over on the side here, so you could kind of iterate back through those and see the history of your pull requests. So yeah, that's GitIQ. It's up on GitHub. There's a ton more information up there, user guide, architecture, all of that. And yeah, look forward to hearing feedback and hearing what people think. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.